Hi, I am working currently on a seed stitch cowl using my 60 pig CinDWood 3/4 inch gauge small afghan loom, and I thought I'd just share with you how I am currently making this cowl. I haven't decided exactly how long I want to make it, probably maybe 10 inches, and I'm at the point where I'm about to bind off probably soon. So I'm going to show you how you do the rows for the seed stitch, and we're working with 2 pegs as one. Angela did a video on how to E-wrap cast on, and I did that, and I E-wrapped cast on the entire loom, and then I purled each peg before I started with this simple 2-row repeat. Now I find it helpful to not knit over the pegs until I come to my next row, and that way I can keep track. The seed stitch is simply knitting a peg, purling, knitting, purling for one row, and then the next row over you're going to want to do the opposite. So the pegs that you've knit the previous row, you're going to purl on the next row. So here I am, I'm going to start this row, and I'm going to start with a purl, and I'm using 2 pegs as if they're one. It's probably a little hard to see, I'm trying to, because of the white yarn, but I'm going to purl this peg, and I'm bringing both over and then tightening. The next peg, I purled it on the previous row, so I'm going to knit it using the E-wrap, and I'm wrapping around both pegs. Now this, I need to knit over from the previous row, and then I'm going to purl. And you want to make sure you bring the working yarn, or the yarn, when you purl, back around both of the pegs. Again, I'm E-wrapping the next one. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer. And purling this peg, bringing both stitches, or bringing the stitch behind both pegs. And I'm not going to knit over these pegs until the next row so that I know where I have left off and I'm not confused. So you just continue to go around, purling one set and E-wrapping the second. So you have 1 stitch of knit, 1 stitch of purl. And now we're going to knit the last stitch and we're going to begin our second row. And since we purled the first 2 pigs on this previous row, I'm going to knit. We're going to start with a knit on the second row and then purl the second pig. So you just want to make sure that you're alternating which stitches that you knit or purl each row. So again, I'm purling 1 and then knitting 1. The stitches that I had knit on the previous row, I am purling on the second row. And for this cowl, you just keep repeating those 2 rows all the way around the loom until you get to the desired length that you want for your cowl. And then you can bind off using a flat panel bind off method of your choice. I'm going to use the basic bind off, which I will show you when I get to that point. I will show you how. So that is how you do the seed stitch on your 60 peg 3/4 inch afghan loom using 2 pegs as 1. And just remember that the row before, if you had knit, you want to purl those stitches, and if you had purled them, you want to knit those stitches. Hope this helps. Have a great evening.